Pokemon is a game that seems very simple and easy at times, and on the surface the AI can be pretty stupid, like in Diamond and Pearl where it literally just clicks random moves. But today we are going to talk about a very unique property the AI in Pokemon has and what it decides to switch into after you get a KO. How it works is the AI has a certain algorithm for what it sends in next after you kill the opposing Pokemon. And from generations 5 to 8, this algorithm is very simple. Basically, it just sends in the Pokemon that has the highest base power move, including effectiveness but not stab. For example, if the AI had a Jolteon with Thunderbolt and a Geodude with Stone Edge in the back, and you had a Charizard out, the Switch AI would go into Geodude because Stone Edge is essentially 400 base power. Generation 3 Switch in AI is also solved with it sending in essentially the Pokemon with a super effective move and the worst type matchup against you, though there are some other aspects to this one. And also Generation 1 where it just switches in the Pokemon in order. A property like this is very important for many ways of playing Pokemon, but especially for nuzlocks. If you know what Pokemon is coming in next, it can allow you to form better strategies. But in terms of Generation 4, the Switch in AI has gone unsolved for years. I tried searching online and asking people what the Switch in AI was, but this question has gone completely unsolved until today. Essentially, there was a big Nuzlocke competition coming up for Renegade Platinum, and a few of us Nuzlockers had this question of how the AI logic worked. For a while we had theories that it swapped in Pokemon that prioritize stab super effective moves, but we really didn't know until me and my buddies decided to actually test it for ourselves. And the results that we found were absolutely crazy. And huge shout out to my buddies Drxx, Buhrito, and Runabout for helping out with this. Especially Buhrito, he did the majority of the testing and figuring out the logic. Go check these guys out in the description. We were on a mission to get to the bottom of how this AI logic works, so we basically sat in a call for 8 hours and ran through Renegade Platinum's Maylene fight over and over again with editing the ROM each time to see how the AI will be affected from what types of Pokemon she had and what moves were edited. First, to make sure this wasn't like Gen 5, we ran through with Bastiodon and found out it was Infernape, then Lucario, then Gallade, then Toxicroak, then Machamp. And because Machamp came out last and had close combat, we knew that it wasn't like Generation 5. The theory of it prioritizing stab moves also didn't seem to be correct when we merely just gave all of Maylene's Pokemon Earthquake. We also did a mix of stab moves and Earthquake, and nothing was changing. So the only logical solution we had was that it had to do something with the Pokemon types. But Machamp had a really good type matchup against us, so we were really confused. We did some more testing, this time with different types of Pokemon, and what we found was better offensive type matchups usually came out against Bastiodon, but only if they had a super effective move. And after a while, we began to come up with a list of what type matchups would actually come out. And we did have a big question on how single type Pokemon would act, and what we found was Pokemon with a single typing actually gets counted as 2 types. So something like Jolteon would be neutral neutral, something like Nosepass would be resist resist, and Machamp would be quad effective and quad effective, which you would think would be at the top of the priority list, but there's just this really weird glitch where quad effective and quad effective offensive type matchups just come below neutral and neutral types. And we call this phenomenon type chart overflow. Keep in mind, these are only accounting Pokemon with super effective moves, so in essence we concluded that if a Pokemon has a super effective move, it goes through this list to determine what Pokemon has the best offensive type matchup to come out. If there is a tie, then it just chooses the one that's in the team order. On top of this complexity, for some reason there are bug typings that the AI will see moves as super effective. For instance, a Pokemon with Earthquake will be part of this list on your Zapdos or Aerodactyl even though you're immune. So, you may be asking, what happens if there aren't any Pokemon that have a super effective move left? I can't really tell you how much testing this took and how we finally concluded this, but after some hours of testing, what we found was pretty crazy. Essentially, if there are no more super effective moves, the Pokemon that just died would calculate the damage on your Pokemon with every single move from all the party members in the back. And whatever move does the most damage, that Pokemon would come out. And if multiple moves kill you from full, it would just go in team order. So essentially it's using assist and seeing what move from assist would do the most. And keep in mind, this calculation is using the Pokemon that just died, so whatever their stats are, that's what is calculated against you. So to recap, the Gen 4 Switch AI has two phases. Phase 1 looks at Pokemon with super effective moves, and switches into the Pokemon that has the best offensive type matchup against you. And for Phase 2, the Pokemon that just died calcs every move in the back, and whatever does the most damage, that Pokemon comes out. Again, this logic is weirdly way more complex than any other gen. I'm not sure why the developers found the need to make it this way, because every other generation of Pokemon is way easier to understand. But yeah, just wanted to share this random AI fact with you guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, and have a great day.